Hey, I'm Zach at Conductors. I'm one of the founders and managing partners of the agency. I'm proud to be talking to you today about what it is that we do for our clients and the team that we have to service you. First things first, we started the agency in 2015. We had a small team of 4 people, myself, my partner, a developer, and a Google Ads specialist. We've been able to grow the team from there, providing content and strategy services, videography, marketing automation, and much more. All of these are just components of the bigger picture of what it is that we do, which is digital transformation. At Web Conductors, we were one of Canada's very few approved advisors to the program. We did over 100 digital adoption plans, unlocking over $15 million of grant money for our clients. Digital transformation planning requires much more than just looking at silos of information. We had to be able to assess their use of technology, their people, their processes, their current state, so that what we could do is provide recommendations for software applications that they might need, business processes that might need to be transformed, strategies that need to be implemented so that they can review their progress and benchmark their milestones so that they could accomplish a well-defined outcome. Being advisors to the Canada Digital Adoption Program was really transformative for our agency. It required us to communicate with people differently than we had before, which was to look at individual subtasks that a business might have. And sadly, that's how most small and medium business owners over time that I've experienced in my 20 years of doing this, that's how they do things. They look at a singular problem that needs addressing and try to work through that. And 10 years ago, it might have been a poorly designed or poorly functioning website. And 8 years ago, it might have been a slow pivot to be doing well on social media. Further down the line, it might have been deploying Google Ads or Meta Ads. More recently, our business owner clients are hyper aware of the importance of reviews and reputation. It's our job as digital advisors to take the 30,000-foot view, give them a lay of the land so that they can see how all of these things integrate, intersect, and collide so that they can make a sequence of plans to accomplish digital transformation instead of addressing singular problems at a time. Let me bring you back to 2005. I was 20 years younger. I was in my early 20s. I think I was just 20 years old, and I was going to university, and there was a software startup company that was working with a furniture store that I worked at part-time. I was working at this furniture store. They were family friends of ours, and I'd actually started there when I was 13 and 14 years old, sweeping and unloading trucks. And while going to university, I came across this software company that had just started up, but they had a pretty revolutionary idea. 20 years ago, Sears was still around, and a lot of independent and small businesses couldn't compete online with the big box retailers because the big box retailers had already understood the importance of investing in building a catalog-driven website. When you went to Sears in 2005, you could browse through their merchandise. And that was an insurmountable task for a lot of small businesses. The software company that I worked for and that my business partner worked for had a pretty revolutionary idea. And what they sought to do was provide furniture, appliance, electronics, and mattress stores a resource so that they could power their website with catalogs so that they could have the same digital presence as a big box retailer. The company absolutely took over. We had a competitive moat. We didn't have competition in the space at the time. And I literally went across Canada visiting independently owned furniture and appliance stores for over 2 years of my life. I visited these retail stores for over 2 years of my life traveling. It took me across Canada. I crisscrossed this country from Winnipeg, 8 hours drive north to Thompson, Manitoba, back and forth across Saskatchewan from Regina to Saskatoon and north, from Lethbridge to Calgary to Red Deer to Edmonton to north and then westward into BC, including the island. Then after that, visited over 40 states. So it was quite the experience of my life. I've been to 40 states in the US and across Canada, visiting small businesses, helping them take the first step to restoring a competitive advantage. That was my first almost 10 years of my career. The company eventually was sold off to a private equity firm, and the owner had a fantastic exit. At that time, I knew that there were pieces of the puzzle missing for all of these stores that were using the software application. So if you fast forward it, now they had catalog-driven websites, they had merchandise that their customers could browse on their websites, but they weren't doing a lot of other things to put the rest of the pieces of the puzzle together. They were spending money on local media. They were running flyers. The flyers wouldn't hit the website. They were running TV ads on the local station, and those videos wouldn't hit their website. They wouldn't hit their email marketing. It wouldn't be published to YouTube. It wouldn't hit their social media. So I knew that there was an opportunity there to be providing managed service to small businesses. And that's where really Web Conductors was formed, was in the gaps in between a completed or well-formed web strategy, was pulling in all of these loose and flapping ends from the rest of their strategy. And we grew the business from there. A question that I get a lot now, because I grew up and cut my teeth in the retail industry, is from business owners, is do you guys work in my industry? And the answer is most always yes. We've worked with tradespeople, we work with home improvement stores, we work with dentists, we work with psychotherapy centers, we work, across all kinds of industries. And what people don't often want to hear, but it's absolutely the truth, is that we don't necessarily need to be experts in your industry, because we're experts in our industry, which is digital transformation planning, and then specifically reducing that down to the subtasks of advertising, making sure that your digital ads are landing effectively at properties like websites and landing pages that are purpose-built to create conversions. Conversions are desirable actions for a business, and you'll fall into one of two buckets. You'll have goods for sale, in which case we'll be talking about e-commerce initiatives, conversion rates on your add to cart button, sales and revenue directly from the ads to your digital properties. Or you'll provide services. And the lifeblood of your conversions in this instance are phone calls to your business, completions of web forms on your website, interactions with chat on your website, booked appointments. Okay, you're going to want people booking into your schedule if you're a service provider. So I'll bring it back to a question that I get often that I don't love getting, so let me get it out of the way now, which is, do you work in my industry? And the answer is yes. If you sell goods, we can help you. If you provide services, we can help you. If you do a combination of both those things, we can absolutely help you. So in our industry, it's hard sometimes for a business to know what they're getting, and many have had a bad experience before where they started something with someone and didn't get the results or the outcome that they wanted. So what I want to talk about now for a couple moments are our credentials or credibility. Okay, so the first thing is we've been a Google partner for over a decade. What is a Google partner? You cannot purchase this credential. It's not something that an agency can buy. It's not something that has any transactional component between our business and Google. We have 3 requirements to become a Google partner. The first is that we manage a minimum amount of budget. So we have to manage a considerable amount of money that flows through our administration when we're running Google advertising. And we've had that for over a decade. The second component to becoming a Google partner is that we have to be certified, which means that we have to take tests to demonstrate that we have the knowledge and the ability, and then we have to keep up our certifications with continuing education. Google's ad platform is changing all of the time. They're introducing new campaign types, there are new strategies, there are interruptions that are happening all around us with AI, and we have to be able to adapt to the changing system that is Google Ads, which is a $1 trillion platform. The third thing about being a Google partner is that we have our quality assessed. Our campaigns must work, which means that we have to measure the desirable outcomes. What is it that we're trying to accomplish for a business? Is it to get them phone calls? Is it to get them leads? Is it to get them revenue and sales from their e-commerce initiatives? Is it to get them calendar bookings? What we talk about with our clients are conversions, and conversions are the lifeblood of acquiring new revenue where it's not coming today from your repeat customers. So a quick summary: to become a Google partner, a business or an individual must manage a considerable amount of money through the platform, have their certifications and their tests, and meet the quality standards running those things. If all of those three things are true, one can achieve Google partner status, which we've had for over a decade. A business has a ton of options for who to choose and who to go with. And at Web Conductors, it's pretty simple. So there's a process that we have, and the first thing is we do a call and we get to know each other. We get to understand what your needs are, what your desired outcome is, and then we do planning. And all of this is complimentary. There's market data available to us now so that we could furnish you with real numbers so that you can make a data-driven decision. I love this tool inside of Google Ads. It's called the Google Keyword Planner. And what I can do is I can look at what others are paying for clicks on searches. So if you offer cosmetic dentistry in Ottawa, I could tell you what others are paying for clicks on those keywords. If you're a roofer in London, Ontario, I could tell you what others are paying for search on those keywords. We can go to Facebook's ad library and see what creatives others are running on their advertising platforms. So we don't want to walk into anything blind, and we don't keep pricing on our website for that reason. We're not a place that offers boxes to put you in. We don't offer a bronze and a silver and gold package. And it doesn't make sense to do things that way because every business that we've ever worked with is unique. They have unique competitive advantages or weaknesses. They have unique resources internally at their company that may be available to us to supplement and augment what it is that we do, whether that's planning on the social media, whether that's administration on the website, or a various number of other things. We have to look at what team you're bringing to the party as well. So everything that we do is custom estimated. And if you don't like the estimate, if you don't think that it's reasonable or fair, then you're free to proceed or not proceed with working with our company. It seemed to have worked out well for us to have this tailored and custom approach to our client relationships because it allows us to navigate change. It allows us to adjust what it is that we do as the resources or the team changes on your side, because we can't possibly do everything without your contribution and your participation. It's a two-sided relationship when we go into this. Some of our longest clients have been with us since day one. They're still with us over 10 years. And we've had to change things many, many times with how we service them so that they can get the best result. And once again, that's why we don't put you into a good, better, best box. If you're considering working with us, I invite you to read our reviews. We've been collecting these for quite some time. I reply to them, many of them personally, as they come in. It's our mandate to serve you in a way that we can ask you to leave us a good review. And if that's not true and we're not a good fit, we make it very easy for you to be able to pivot and shift. It's really important that you understand that at your side of the business, you should be a super admin on all of your digital properties. This is a mistake that I see very often. A business might have a Google Ads account, but someone else is a super admin, and they make it difficult for you to acquire that property. Or someone built your website and they control the domain and the hosting. Again, that's an undesirable situation for a small or medium business owner to be in because we have siloed information. One of the things that really drives our client relationship is transparency. In the unlikely or undesirable event that something doesn't work out where we can have a continued relationship, you can make an easy and painless transition to something else. Our slogan is advancing results for what matters. And what that means to me is that we give our clients peace of mind, that we give them great results without having to worry or chase or harangue their partners on the digital side for updates and for information. And most importantly of all, the result. That's critical. That's mission critical. So advancing results for what matters means that this is one less thing that you should have to worry about deeply or that you would have to lose any sleep over, so that your time is free to do the things that you love, spend time with the people that matter to you, and work on building your business in other ways, knowing that someone has set things in motion, that a team has set things in motion in meaningful ways so that you have a stronger business, that you've future-proofed what you've put all kinds of blood, sweat, and tears into, which is your business. I'm Zach at Web Conductors. I invite you to book a call with myself or someone on my team. We'd be happy to talk to you about what your needs are.